Pedigree had just refused Mattel's offer to license Barbie for the UK. Instead, they reinvented Ideal's Tammy as a distinctly British girl next door. Sindy debuts in her weekender striped top, blue jeans, and tennis shoes, and children fall in love. 200,000 dolls leave the factories in the first 3 months alone. Crucially, Sindy isn't a glamour model. She's shorter than Barbie. Her bust is modest, her face gentle, proportions realistic. For many post-war parents, she feels wholesome where America's Barbie seems, in their words, too adult and a tad vulgar. But Pedigree never stands still. By 1968, she gains the fashionable side part hairstyle and a refreshed face paint. Collectors call it New Look Sindy, while bendable knees and swivel ankles follow in 1970. Pedigree hires young fashion stars Marion Fowle and Sally Tuffin to design miniature wardrobes, ensuring Sindy's clothes echo Mariquant rather than Malibu. Within a year, the single weekender set explodes into mix and match outfits, lunch date, shopping in the rain, dream date, and the fall leather looker. By Christmas 1969, up to 70% of Sindy's sales are actually accessories. Scooters, record players, ponies, even a full caravan. A play pattern Mattel will later race to copy. Marketing is equally groundbreaking. Sindy becomes the first British toy to book nationwide TV time. To amplify buzz, Pedigree presses a promo flexi disc. Sindy meets the Dolly Beats and mails it to retailers. The results are sensational. Sindy tops Britain's toy sales charts in 1968 and 1970 and commands roughly 80% of the domestic fashion doll market. Barbie, still exotic, is forced to play second fiddle on UK high streets. Pedigree quickly builds Sindy's world. 1965, boyfriend Paul arrives, cheekily christened after Beatle Paul McCartney. 1966, little sister Patch swings in, bringing her pals Poppet and Betsy. 1968, cosmopolitan friends Vicky and French cousin Mitzi joins the scene, hinting at export ambitions. Indeed, by the decade's close, Sindy is traveling. Mitzi pilots the brand onto France, and talks begin for European rollouts. America will follow later via Mark's Toys. Those early editions now top collector wish lists. A boxed Weekender 1963 can fetch £250 or more, while a mint red-haired Mitzi 1968 has broken the £1,000 mark. Sindy's success mirrors a Britain in transition, beat music, youth fashion, and a new confidence in homegrown style. She is less Hollywood dream and more best friend next door, a mirror for millions of little girls navigating the swinging 60s. From a modest London TV slot to a household name commanding 80% of the market, Sindy didn't just dress for the decade, she defined it. And as the 70s dawn, our girl prepares to grow up, keep dancing, and for a while, outshine her Californian rival. Welcome back to Mostly Dolls. I'm Maria, and today we're diving into the fabulous world of Sindy in the 1970s. It was a golden decade, full of reinvention, new friends, international adventures, and some of the most iconic outfits ever made for a fashion doll. In 1972, Sindy's style entered a whole new era. Collectors call it the trendy girl phase. She looked younger, more fashionable, and very 70s in maxi dresses, flat trousers, and soft makeup. But this wasn't just about fashion. Her body became more poseable too. In 1974, we got ballerina Sindy with fully bendable limbs. She could even do the splits. By the mid-70s, Sindy had flexible wrists and ankles, making her even more lifelike in play. And unlike Barbie, Sindy's body remained natural and youthful, something many parents still preferred. In 1978, Sindy made her big move into America. Mark's Toys licensed her, and little girls across the US saw Sindy on TV. Exclusive dolls like Gail, Sindy's first black friend, were introduced in the States only. Sadly, when Marks went bankrupt in 1980, the US dream was cut short. Every year, Pedigree released new collections that mirrored the fashion of the time, from hippie looks to disco glamour and everything in between. By the late 70s, the Sindy universe was bursting with creativity. She had a sports car, a caravan, dollhouse, and even camping gear and ski sets for snowy adventures. Barbie may have been catching up, but Sindy was still leading the way in the UK. At first, Pedigree didn't advertise as heavily. They relied on word of mouth, catalogs, and Sindy's strong reputation. But by 1978, Barbie was gaining traction in Europe, so Sindy's marketing got a makeover, now focusing on her trendy, up-to-date image. Pedigree also gave Sindy new roles, like Nurse Sindy, Air Hostess Sindy, and even a bride set with Paul. Another standout was Gail, released only in the US, making her super rare today. So, what are these 70s Sindys worth today? A mint Gail in her original box can fetch over £400. Even a well-loved trendy girl Sindy without the box might go for a few hundred, but if she's complete with outfit and packaging, prices can climb into the thousands. Collectors also love the outfits. Like the Mix and Match line from 1978, sealed sets can go for big money. The 1970s were truly a golden age for Sindy, a time when she wasn't just a doll, she was the fashion icon for an entire generation of British kids. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me next time as Sindy faces the neon glamour of the 1980s. Until then, stay stylish. At the start of the 80s, Sindy was unbeatable in Britain. She held around 80% of the UK fashion doll market, beloved for her wholesome girl-next-door charm. By the mid-80s, Mattel launched Barbie in the UK with glossy TV commercials. Barbie's global star power began chipping away at Sindy's dominance, pushing Pedigree to rethink their strategy. In 1986, Pedigree gave Sindy one last major redesign before licensing her abroad. Meet Smirky Sindy and that half-smile that earned her her nickname. Starting in 1987, Pedigree licensed Sindy to Hasbro for global design, production and marketing. Here's one of the first Hasbro-produced Sindy dolls, part of an effort to modernize her image worldwide. Longtime fans weren't happy. Many collectors felt the new faces, even Smirky Sindy, lost Sindy's unique British appeal. As a result, classic Pedigree dolls soared in value, while the newcomers were often dismissed as imposters. Back in 1984 and 1985, Pedigree teamed up with designers David and Elizabeth Emanuel. Yes, the same duo behind Princess Diana's wedding dress, to create high-end evening gowns for Sindy. giving her a true luxury fashion status. Hasbro poured big budgets into advertising. They treated Sindy as a serious rival to Barbie. The late 80s saw theme lines, disco vibe, pop star Sindy. In 1989, Mattel sued Hasbro in the UK, claiming the new Sindy too closely resembled Barbie. After a French court ruled in Mattel's favor in 1992, Hasbro tweaked Sindy's sculpt one more time and the lawsuits were dropped. Yet today, 80s Sindys, from Emmanuel Couture gowns to career sets, are treasured by collectors. Thanks for joining me on this trip through the 1980s. Welcome to the vibrant world of Sindy in the 1990s, a decade of bold fashion, new friends, and dramatic changes behind the scenes. Let's take a year-by-year journey through this fascinating chapter of doll history. In 1990, Hasbro pushed Sindy toward a modern look. Releases like Top Model Sindy and Sindy and Her Mountain Bike highlighted glamour on one hand and sporty lifestyles on the other. It was a clear attempt to keep pace with the fast-changing world of Barbie. 1991 brought even more theme dolls, Dreamtime Sindy and Dream Ballet Sindy. Let children imagine bedtime stories, stardom, and stage performances. Each doll showed Hasbro's strategy. Sindy needed to be versatile and fun, just like her biggest competitor. In 1992, Sindy was all about color and summer vibes. Beach Dazzle Sindy, Rainbow Sindy, and Sweet Secrets added fresh play themes, showing Hasbro's push to capture both seasonal fun and fantasy. By 1993, international flair took the spotlight. Surprise Jean Sindy offered trendy fashion play, while dolls like Monte Carlo Sindy highlighted her global appeal. But beneath the surface, Hasbro faced rising pressure as Barbie tightened her grip on the market. 1994 was a landmark year. Hasbro introduced Fairy Princess Sindy and responding to calls for diversity. Sindy gained a new black-friendly Mani. At the same time, Sindy entered the French market after tweaks to her design. Yet, Hasbro's challenges were growing. Barbie's dominance was squeezing Sindy's market share, setting the stage for bigger changes to come. In 1995, Sindy continued with diverse characters and imaginative themes, but sales were slipping, and Hasbro's investment in promotion was fading. Collectors today see this as a year of creative dolls, but also a warning sign that Sindy's future was uncertain. Are you enjoying Sindy's 90s journey? Make sure to hit subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss our upcoming episode on Sindy in the 2000s, including her dramatic relaunches. By 1996, the numbers told the story. Barbie held 30% of the fashion doll market, while Sindy had fallen to only 8%. Major retailers began to delist Sindy, and Hasbro cut advertising budgets. Behind the glamour of the dolls, the brand's future was hanging by a thread. In 1997, Hasbro officially pulled Sindy's advertising. By 1998, she had disappeared from store shelves. These quiet years marked the end of Hasbro's stewardship. But this pause wasn't the end, it was a transition, leaving space for a new company to step in. 1999, Sindy returned, this time under license to Vivid Imaginations, a British toy company. With a refreshed millennium look and new themes, Vivid tried to reconnect Sindy with children while honoring her roots. It marked the close of Hasbro's era and the beginning of Sindy's next chapter. Welcome back to the Sindy Doll timeline. In this episode, we'll explore Sindy's journey through the 2010s. The early 2010s were a quiet time for Sindy. But behind the scenes, plans for a revival were already taking shape. In 2013, Sindy celebrated her 50th birthday. Design concepts for a collector's doll inspired by her vintage face were presented. Although no mass-produced anniversary doll was released that year, still, the anniversary reminded the public that Sindy remained an icon. The real highlight for collectors came shortly after. In 2014 and 2015, the Tonner Doll Company collaborated with Pedigree to create a series of limited edition Sindy dolls. Tonner reimagined Sindy with exquisite tailoring and a glamorous wardrobe. Dolls like Spring Gala, Dance Party, and Bridal Bliss. These were high-quality fashion dolls produced in small numbers for collectors worldwide. For many fans, Tonner's Sindy was a dream come true, a modern collectible that recaptured her elegance and charm. In 2016, Sindy returned to toy shelves in the UK, exclusively at Tesco. This time she was completely redesigned, taller at 18 inches and smaller with 7 inches. With a child-like face, flat shoes, and body marketed as more realistic for children. While the children enjoyed the modern playline, many longtime fans found this new look very different from the fashionable Sindy they remembered. Though she wasn't always visible in shops, these moments kept Sindy alive and proved that her charm could still inspire both nostalgia and innovation. In our next episode, we'll see how these efforts paved the way for Sindy's full revival in the 2020s. Until next time, see you soon. We're wrapping up the Sindy Timeline series by looking at the most recent chapter in Sindy's story. I'll be sharing my complete Sindy Collectors Club range, the 60th anniversary doll, some playline favorites, and verified news about Sindy's future, including the latest on the movie. Let's start with the Collectors Club dolls. Shopping Look Sindy, a smart classic ensemble. A tailored trench coat over a fitted black day dress, with a printed silk-like scarf and handbag. A clear modern reinterpretation of the original 1963 shopping outfit. Collectors praise this doll as the most authentic recreation of vintage Sindy elegance. Weekender Sindy, casual, relaxed, yet instantly recognizable. She wears jeans and a fresh weekend outfit. Fans often describe her as the doll that feels most true to the Sindy they remember. City chic Sindy. Stylish and polished, with her dog-tooth coat and refined accessories. She's Sindy imagined as a modern city girl, and she quickly became one of the most admired releases in the set for her sophistication. Dream Date Sindy, the evening party Sindy, in peplum-style party dress with pearl finish details and headband, the glamour piece in the set. This doll was celebrated for bringing back the glamour of Sindy's party dresses while giving her a fresh, updated look. Skater Girl Sindy, youthful, energetic, playful, she brought a contemporary twist to the range, showing that Sindy can adapt to modern trends while keeping her signature sweetness. Reactions were mixed at first, but many collectors loved seeing Sindy explore a new style. Sleepy Time Sindy, in satin pajamas, fluffy slippers, and her cozy robe, she captured pure nostalgia. Collectors adored this doll for her warmth and charm, often comparing her to the beloved bedtime sets of the 1960s and 70s. Together, these 6 dolls weren't just releases, they were a statement, a celebration of Sindy's history, reborn for modern collectors. The reception proved it. The line sold out quickly, with fans praising the high quality. After the excitement of the 2020 collectors range, something unexpected happened. In 2021, Sindy didn't just leave behind glass for collectors. She walked back into toy aisles, ready to be played with again. Kid Creations launched the Sindy Play range, a series of dolls designed for children, yet still carrying the charm collectors remembered. These weren't just fashion dolls. Each came with her own world, a shop, a salon, a bakery. Even the packaging unfolded into play scenes, turning a box into a stage for imagination. There was Sweet Treat Sindy with her pastel bakery outfit and tiny cakes, ready to run her own shop. Salon stylist Sindy with flowing pastel hair and beauty accessories. echoing Cindy's long tradition of hair play dolls. Other themes follow, from fashion bloggers to flower stalls, each one blending storytelling with hands-on creativity. Collectors noticed the difference: painted lashes instead of rooted lashes, simpler fabrics, a lighter build than the premium dolls. But parents and children loved the value. The dolls were posable, affordable, and bursting with accessories. And for many fans, the fact that Sindy was back on the shelves of Sainsbury and Argos was a joy in itself. Reception was warm. The Playline dolls reminded everyone why Sindy mattered in the first place. She wasn't just Britain's fashion doll. She was a doll who belonged in everyday life, full of stories waiting to be played out. It's 2023 and Sindy turned 60. 60 years of memories, stories and fashion, and Pedigree marked the milestone with something truly special: the 60th anniversary Sindy. Only 1,963 dolls were made, a number that nods to the very first year Sindy came to life. The doll comes with a diamond-inspired dress, a matching headband, tiny earrings and necklace, a clutch bag, high heels, and a presentation box. Body is the same collector style sculpt introduced by Kid Creations in 2020, but with some improvements: firmer joints, ankle articulation, and making her posable and elegant. Before we wrap up our Sindy timeline, I have some really exciting news for fans of this iconic British doll. Sindy isn't just a part of toy history anymore. She's about to step into the spotlight with her very own live-action musical film. The project is being developed by A2R2 Productions, a London-based company. This classic doll, who first appeared in the 1960s as the British alternative to Barbie, now getting her story told on the big screen. From what we know, the film is envisioned as a bold, feel-good musical blending heart, humor, and high fashion. It will explore themes like identity, friendship, and visibility, which feels so fitting for Sindy, who has always represented a kind of approachable modern girl next door charm. While we don't yet know who will be cast, what the story will look like, or when it might be released, it's incredibly exciting to see Sindy finally getting a chance to shine beyond the doll shelves. For those of us who followed Sindy for years, this feels like a new chapter, almost like watching an old friend step into a completely new adventure. That brings us to the end of Sindy's timeline. For now, thank you so much for joining me on this journey through Sindy's history. If you enjoyed this series, please subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss what's next.